because that game belonged to my brother, and he basically wanted to do his own thing. So I had to buy my own copy for the PC, and it didn't work when it came. And I had to spend an embarrassing. I spent a week trying to get it to work until I found a fan patch to get it to run. And even then, it still crashed all the damn time. And like. Yeah, pretty much. And I did that in a desperation, all in a single attempt to do just one thing, just actually beat the game, actually beat the game all the way through, which I did, and then I've spent the past 5 years comparing everything that's come out after Dark Souls to it, and now we come back full circle, and I finally got what I wanted. Yeah, so I mean, this is pretty much all I ever wanted, was just a up-to-date version of the first game with matchmaking and co-op and all that stuff.
Ew.
And it's fine. Warts and all. I knew exactly what I wanted. I knew what I was asking for. I mean, not. Really? Yeah, so it was I put more effort into trying to get the game to work than actually playing it. And so here we are. Now, anyway, as I was saying, so Tabby, when I first, I'm gonna be watching you on the Twitch.
Right.
Because
which I started up, and I'm also trying to blaze through the entry level right now, since I know I've been through it once before, so I know what to expect.
I put up an ad on FA that in the event anybody from who watches me would want to watch it.
Oh, thank you.
Just me and my Sunbro shirt, which I got at Comic-Con. One of the coolest things ever.
Nice.
I think I'm gonna have to refresh this page. But that being said, so there's something I wanted to talk about. Like, I know you mentioned that we talked about doing 3 characters, but
Right. Yeah, I still gonna have to really think about that.
Well, I can tell you right now. I started early. I tried to go through the basics of it. Like, you're pretty good with martial characters, so I would suggest like making a strength build, a dex build, and then a caster build. And the caster build is the most versatile. Can be fairly versatile depending on what you take. But like usually for a dex or strength build, depending on what you want to major in, you want a 40-20 build.
And I'm sure I'll remember how to make sense of that later.
Well, basically it means 40. Either put 40 in strength and dex, and then 20 in the secondary stat, and then everything else goes to vitality and endurance.
Die, damn it! Oh, what the hell? Really? Oh.
In this game, endurance, your stamina, it also covers your equipment load.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, and vitality in this game, in all the games, it was usually vigor that covered your health. In this game, it's vitality. Now that being said, I actually like the fact that there's a stat that's covering multiple physics stuff. It's not just a bunch of stats that do nothing. Like, there's no adaptability for invincibility, frame exploits. There's no you've got your 4 basic damage scalers. You've got your resistance, and then you've got your health and stamina. That's all you need. That's like really. I don't know why they ever had to make it so complicated by adding on other stats. By the, I suppose, but it was made to look like a Western game.
Now, oh shit! I knew that was coming. I didn't remember when it was coming. You piece of shit monster! I'm gonna kick your ass. Eat it.
Hollow, I'm gonna kick your ass.
Oh, it's locked.
Whoa!
Somebody. Oh wait, probably behind here. That's where the ball went. Yeah, there you are.
Oh, you.
There's a Oscar is in there.
Yeah, found him.
I'm done
You're a hollow.
So
Thank goodness.
I was gonna I'm gonna talk a bit about the casting.
Well,
you know
give
me.
me one
you know
moment
that I'm gonna
so I can just listen to. Okay.
Okay.
What is I don't even remember what he was talking about now.
Just say yes.
Okay.
Regrettably, I have failed in my mission, but perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my family. Thou who art
Well,
dead,
except in one situation or two.
Maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringeth the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know. Well, now you know, and I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this. An Estus flask, an undead favorite.
Yay.
I can die with hope in my heart, or I can kill you right now.
Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death. So go now, and thank you.
Thank you for the ship. I will take them. And there's my SS5. Okay. Okay, so that should have been the key. Opens up at the top here.
Yeah.
So I can bypass fucking.
I just wanted to say that basically, as far as casting goes, you've got your two basic trees. You got miracles which scale on faith, and sorcery scales on intellect. Take a wild guess what pyromancy scales on, and how much it takes for it to be viable.
25.
No.
Cucumbers.
Okay, you're just guessing. The answer is nothing.
Oh.
Pyromancy does not scale with anything. It scales depending on how powerful and how much you upgrade your pyromancy flame. Meaning, you can actually be a level 1 character with the pyromancy flame at completely maxed out from the very start of the game, and you'll be one-shotting bosses with it. That is how unbelievably pyromancy is. In fact, hell, you could actually make a viable you could make a very durable caster with health and endurance. Put 50 points in attunement and have a wide load of pyromancy spells, and you can actually still survive a ton of attacks. That is how utterly broken pyromancy is in this game. And hell, if you want to take it further, you don't even have to scale any points into any damage scalers. You can actually, there are weapons that don't scale on anything, and they just have a really high damage base. Like Chaos is one of the best weapons for that. Like, it's so broken. But typically, but typically the one stat you want it, well, with pyromancy wise, if you're gonna scale anything, you're gonna want at least 30 dex to increase your casting speed. But apart from that, though, pyromancy is the only is unique amongst the spell trees in that it requires nothing. It requires no actual leveling up to become super powerful.
Yay, got him.
Nice. But yeah, that's your just. So yeah, see, pyromancy was so freaking amazing in Dark Souls 1, and it's never been the same. Like, they nerfed it to shit to the point where pyromancers were pretty much just glass cannons 3. Like, I have long missed the days of where I could be all powerful again. Oh, the Ascended Flame? Oh no, that's fine. No, dude, that's the maximum. That's the maximum.
In the ancient legends, it is stated that one day.
Well, you upgraded it from 15 to normal to back to 0, right? And then it went up to 5.
The undead asylum.
Yeah, then it's at its maximum. Like, that's as powerful as it's gonna get. And with the right build, with the right spells, you can be doing like 1,800 damage per shot. Which is enough to one-shot a lot of bosses. That being said, I could go on for hours about how awesome pyromancy is in this game. Minus the fact that it has a smaller arsenal, but anyway, the other things I could say is miracles have a lot of utility spells like healing and a lot of defensive buffs, and a few offensive spells. And sorcery is generally has a lot of it's very low costing, but a lot of the cooler spells are very impractical. It's gonna take a while to really know what to do, but a friend of mine actually finds it objectively fine, if that's your thing. Decent casting speed, decent damage. I don't have much to say beyond that. Maybe good range. Anyway, that's all I'll say. Just.
Well, what do we have here?
Oh yeah, well I did that.
Let me guess. Fate of the undead, right?
Oh, actually, that's kind of what I'm doing with my pyromancer, Ember Child. She is running a she's going to be using Quelaag Fury Sword, which is one of the best weapons in the game. it scales on dexterity, and it counts as a chaos weapon, meaning that it scales with humanity, meaning that the damage it scales is insane.
Brilliant, right? Not much to go on, but I have a feeling that won't stop you. So off you go. It is why you came.
Ah, this asshole. This crestfallen guy. I don't really care. Very. Well, yes. Most of these characters are assholes. Oh, by the way, Tabby.
Yes.
In order to actually become human, You do not actually. It's kind of like the Embers in Dark Souls 3, except you can't. Except that you can't just become human, or when you use it, you have to like that meter by your health. That's your humanity counter. That's how much humanity you have.
That I think I remember.
Yeah, so you gotta. So you're gonna have to go to you're gonna have to go to a bonfire. You're gonna have to use humanity, and you gotta offer it to the bonfire to become
Reverse hollowing.
Yep. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so.
Yep. Rats have lots of humanity. They're more human than you are. There's a joke. Yeah. By the way, I have a character all ready for you. If you go up to the Undead Burg and humanize yourself, she is completely ready for you. First, we're going to have to set up a password.
Okay. Well, I'm human up now and whatnot.
Okay. So, hold on. I'm going to get back to the game. So, what will our password be?
Well, before we discuss this, one moment, please. Be right back.
Well, technically the Dark Souls 3 version with the matchmaking password stuff, that is the system. But the Dark Souls 2 system was memory. So Dark Souls 2 used a soul memory system, which was worthless. Oh, I hated that system. Basically, it kept track of all the souls you lost, spent, collected, everything, and then used that for matchmaking. It made it impossible to track to co-op with your friends because their souls were constantly going up and your souls were constantly going up. If either you tried soloing, one would have to catch up to the other, and it was a nightmare. The entire system, the entire co-op and invasion system was built on this. And it was impossible to reliably co-op with people on it, especially when everything was so goddamn finite. Yeah, I'd say most people do. Most people say that it's basically because he was not part of the original of the second game. I mean, he was, but. Well, actually, he was working on it for the early bits, but then he stepped out officially because he was working on Bloodborne. But unofficially, it's because he just hated what the executives were. He just hated what the directors were doing with it, and he and the executives had to step in and told them that they had to redesign the entire game from top to bottom because it was not a Dark Souls game. Yeah. But that doesn't make it a Dead Space. Yeah, it's just because it has the name doesn't make it a sequel. Oh. Wait, Tabby, are you in the graveyard?
Yeah, I was trying to do something for a moment,
I'm not
doing that anymore. I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah, I could have warned you. Technically Sea Raider, you need to either kill the necromancers that are summoning the skeletons, or use a divine weapon to make them super dead.
I got the master key.
He did. Well, I would actually recommend. I would actually recommend. I would actually recommend you actually go up to Undead Berg, and summon me in first.
The hell? Okay. Okay, I guess the first question is, from the fireplace, with me looking at the guy waiting there, which way am I going? Left or right?
Up. You're going up.
So I'm going up to where I was towards...
Yeah, same here. You're basically going up the hill where that wall is.
So back into this tiny temple. Oh, okay.
No. Like, you're going up, not down. Okay, that's not even close.
Okay, that's why I'm getting confused, guys. You say up, but there's 2 or 3 different paths up. I don't know which way.
Okay, you know where you found the 3
about
humanity?
now.
You know where you found that pile of humanity? Where that well is?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a wall. There's a cliff there that climbs up towards the city. You go up. Yeah, you're on the right track. Yeah, where you see that wall.
Okay, this area. Got it.
Well, looks like good old Tabby is in a bit of a pickle if he can't seem to pay attention to his surroundings well enough. Hopefully he doesn't end up becoming the new Leroy Jenkins of his online group. Will Tabby be able to traverse his new surroundings of this brand new remastered version of Dark Souls? Or will he end up floundering like a fish out of water? Tune in next time. Until then, take care. Meow.